Welcome to Daily Zohar. The shiur is dedicated to Refuah Shlema of Chaim Yitzchak Kadesh ben Devorah, Rachamim ben Larissa. Anybody else? And to the Hatzlacha and Parnasah of all those who sponsor us, anonymous sponsors that we have that sponsor us and help us out tremendously, and to the Parnasah of Fegel Sarah Bat Reuven Lev. The Zohar says, B'sha'ata d'itpaleg leilaya belayla da, at the time when the night is split between, the night of Shabbat, רוצה הקדוש ברוך הוא להיכנס לגן עדן. הקדוש ברוך הוא wants to enter what we call Gan Eden. The Zohar does not use the word Gan Eden. It called this Legina Beginta Dilayla, in the higher garden. Now imagine that, for example, you have a king or a lord that goes for a stroll in his garden. He takes his time from his busy schedule and he goes to stroll in the garden. It's really a magnificent sight. So here, lehavdil elef avdalot, to separate, of course, not to say. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes this time to stroll and he wants to enter this garden, that time happens of the night of Shabbat. And the secret is that during the weekdays, HaKadosh Baruch Hu enters into the lower Gan Eden, lehishta'ashea, to enjoy with the righteous people who dwell there. And what is the sha'ashea? What's the joy that they have? They exchange divrei Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's a mind-boggling concept. HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes with the souls of the righteous people to exchange divrei Torah. It's a joy. Uve Shabbat, and at that night of Shabbat, HaKadosh Baruch Hu enters what we call Gan Eden HaElyon, the highest Gan Eden, the highest paradise. Paradise, by the way, comes from a Persian word that we use in Hebrew also, which is pardes. Pardes is a what?
Field.
Of orchard. It's an orchard. So that's the word pardes, paradise, came from. And if you haven't walked into an orchard in your life when it's blooming, you missed a tremendous experience. Something is lacking from you. And I'm telling you this straight out. Even to walk by citrus trees, for example, in their bloom, to walk between the trees, the rows of trees, it's narcotic. It's unbelievable. It's something that will overwhelm you, this calmness of going into an orchard, into a plantation of fruits. It doesn't make a difference, but as long as there is bloom and the trees, there's something majestic about it. So but especially citrus, because of their tremendous smell, or apples, or any of those, fragrant trees that when they bloom, you might get an understanding what Gan Eden is, somewhat. It's unbelievable. Afterwards, if you smell your clothes, or somebody will smell your hair, let's say you walk with your wife there, and her body would smell like the orchard. It's unbelievable. And the closeness to the soil, there's nothing better than that. It's fresh, it's calming to the soul. Maybe that's what we need instead of Zoloft and all these Prozac and all these things that we take. We need some trees around so we can walk by. We cut trees, but it's an unbelievable. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes though to what is so-called Gan Eden HaElyon, to the highest level of Gan Eden, of paradise. Somebody said something? And that is Besod HaMakor HaElyon. That is the secret of the superior source. Of everything comes from there. That's like if you have a creek and the water is flowing, but you keep on going higher and higher and higher until you reach the source, the bubbling spring of that creek. The water is the freshest there. It's pure, it's bubbling. And again, if you haven't seen and actually drank from a bubbling spring, let me tell you, you're missing something great. I remember one time I came down from Tzfat. I went to visit my friend in Tzfat. I was alone in the car. My father made me some sandwiches for the road, and I said, I was invited to eat in his house. I says, no, but I have to eat my father's sandwiches. And he says, okay, whatever. It was a winter day, coming down from Tzfat. Let me tell you, the mountain, it's high. So you go like zigzag like this. You can't see a thing. I'm driving into a cloud. Because the clouds come from the ocean, and they cover the mountains. I'm driving into a cloud. I don't know. I said, please, I want to get in one piece. But thank God I had a stick shift, so it's, everybody more control. All of a sudden, I see a little place that I can actually, stop. So I made a quick turn like this, zoom into the place, and I sat down, and there were tables there, and there was water. I had to sit there, immerse my hands into the water to do Netilat Yadayim. Sitting there all by myself, water next to me, on the table. The clouds are coming. It's like I felt I was in heaven. That's the problem. In the city, you don't feel that. In the city, you don't feel that. And I think that experience charged me for the next 3 years. It's just unbelievable to eat there. And I said, who knows which rabbi, which Tana, which Emorah ate here? Who knows who walked here? You feel connected to this place. I wanted this moment to last forever. I think it's the slowest that I ever ate 2 sandwiches in my life. It was just unbelievable. And when I said Birkat HaMazon, I said not word by word, letter by letter. It was just amazing. Take that and multiply it by millions. That's what Gan Eden is. Sometimes you can take something physical or physical experience and feel the spiritual in it. And then you understand what it is, a real spiritual experience. It will blow your mind. So he goes to the source of all things, the superior source, the bubbling spring of all wealth that comes down to this world. And why does it do that? Mishum shebeimot achol, during the week, all the souls of the righteous people, they all hover around Gan Eden Atachton, Gan Eden Sheba'aretz, the lower Gan Eden, the one here. Ukshenitkadesh hayom, and when the day was sanctified, beknisat Shabbat, with entering Shabbat, the day, as soon as Shabbat comes, it's very interesting. A day is a day. But it goes through this gate of Shabbat, and it comes out, and all of a sudden, he comes out of the other side, he comes out holy. It's, you feel it. Again, it's sometimes hard to feel it here. You would feel it if you go to nature. You would feel it without a doubt in Israel. Last year, when I went with my family to Maine, there was nobody around us. It was just a house and nobody around us. And when you turn off the light, there are no lights. It's just dark. I felt Shabbat there coming as I didn't feel in many years. And the quiet of nature makes your voice softer and lower. And when you reduce the noise, you increase the reception of your heart. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Again, it's those little things that will make a huge difference in your life. And I said to the kids, I said, what's the matter, boy? Are you feeling okay? Everybody okay? He says, no. I said, I hope you're having a good time. Yeah, we're having a great time. They didn't say a word. It was just like quiet. It was overwhelming. It was beautiful. You're sitting on the house. It was an enclosed porch for all the bugs not to come in. There's a lake right there. And I still remember that because when we're making Kiddush, 2 deer came in. I said to my wife, they're coming to listen Kiddush or something. It's just beautiful. It's just things that are beautiful. You don't see this in the city. You close your door, you close the doors, you close the door behind you, you close your heart. You don't feel anything, you don't feel people, you're home by yourself. Guys, get out to the country, go out. You need that. Go on a cliff and pray. Go on a vista and pray. Somebody told me last week, he went to a place. It was in Mexico. He went to a mountain. He says the mountain was majestic. It was just like unbelievable view, endless nature. Not even seeing a building. He says, I came to the top of the mountain. He says, I looked around, and the first thing that came out of my mouth, he said, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu. This spiritual cry. He said, I don't know what it came out of me, but it just came out of. It's like, well, why did I just say that? It's just overwhelming. So when Shabbat comes, that's how it is. Shabbat comes in, and it comes in as Friday, but it enters as Shabbat, and it becomes Kadosh. That's how Shabbat comes in. And it's beautiful. It's unbelievable. And when the day sanctifies in entering the Shabbat, when Shabbat enters, the day is there, but Shabbat needs to enter. So you see, Shabbat is an entity, not only a day. It's an entity that comes in. Beknisat Shabbat. Kol elu machanot, all those camps, all those masses of angels who are in charge of the lower Gan Eden, all those malachim, all those angels, take those neshamot of the tzaddikim, the souls of those righteous people, in the Gan Eden, and they bring them up to the highest heaven, which is by the garden. And from there, these are all an analogy, this is all metaphors. And from there comes the holy chariots, which surround the holy throne of Hashem, and they bring all these neshamot to the highest Gan Eden. And since ruchot elu olim, since those spirits go up to spirits in the night, right? It's a song like this. I guess when the spirits go up to Shamayim, so the other souls go down to this world. Litater b'hem amakodesh. That's when when the neshamot go up, and the neshamot that are here go up there in order. So then the other neshamot, the 1/60th of a soul, come here to us. That's the extra neshama we get on Shabbat to crown the holy nation, to crown Am Yisrael. It says, Elu olim, these go up, Elu yordim, these go up to Gan Eden, these go down to crown the holy nation. Ve'im tomar, and if you would say, Hare Gan Eden sheba'aretz b'yom ha'Shabbat hu rik belo neshamot, the lower Gan Eden is vacant for many souls during the Shabbat. It's not like this. Ela neshamot olchot, or neshamot ba'ot. There's an exchange of souls. They come in. It's a cycle. This goes up. This goes up. This goes up. This goes up. It's an ongoing cycle. So these places are going to be empty. Some go up from the garden, and others go in, and some souls go out of the garden. And which are these? These are called neshamot tzadikim. These are the souls of the righteous people. Hamitlabnot leitaher b'imot achol, which are being purified by this process to stay purified during the weekdays. That those souls did not enter, so they're waiting on standby to go into this process. B'sha'ah, at the time that the souls enter from Gan Eden to Gan Eden Ha'elyon, from the lower Gan Eden to the upper Gan Eden, nichnasim elu legan Eden tachton. There's always a flow of souls, right? So therefore, those who are in standby, there is room in Gan Eden, they go up. Those who are in Gan Eden go to Gan Eden Elyon, and that's the ongoing cycle. Va'agan eino nisharek, and the garden never stays empty from souls. Like, kumo lechem hapanim beyom hilakho. The representation of that is lechem hapanim. And the lechem hapanim is those loaves of bread in which they used to have in Bet HaMikdash. They used to take the same thing. They take one, they put one, they take one, they put one, they take one, they two. They never take it all in all to be empty. There was always bread there. And the most wonderful thing is that the bread, the loaves which they took out from the week before, always smelled fresh. And the fragrance was spread up all over the place. Now you see why it's important, the association of fragrance and spiritual. That's why, one of the reasons also, when we make Havdalah, we use the Besamim for the extra soul that departed from us, that creates a spiritual down for us. How are we going to uplift ourselves spiritually? We're going to smell something good, and that is Meshivat Nefesh. That's why it's Meshiv Nefesh. What else is Meshiv Nefesh? Torat Hashem. So when a person learns Torah, and he learns Torah, he purifies himself first. Tzarich letaken ma'asav. You have to fix your action first. Then you can learn Torah. If you see that you learn Torah, you don't get it, something in your actions is not good. It doesn't stick. Fix your actions. Refine yourself. Learn Torah. And then when you learn Torah, on that, they would say, Recho kereach hasadeh. The smell of my son is like the smell of the field. Eze sadeh, chakal tapuchin kadeshin. The holy orchard. When a person learns Torah, his spiritual fragrance is like the fragrance of heaven. Yeh ratzon b'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They should be able to learn Torah mitoch ta'ara ve'yeshuv hada'at. Yeh lekulanu Shabbat, Shalom u'mevorach. Amen.